under our Center of Excellence and in consultation with our member countries, Shelter Afrique is announcing the launch of the Shelter Afrique Intern Programme. The Shelter Afrique Intern Programme is a well-structured capacity development program housed under the Center of Excellence, designed to attract a young and talented multidisciplinary individuals from Shelter Afrique member countries.
The internship program was born out of the idea that we needed to give some structure to a practice that had been going on in the organization for quite some time. So from time to time, we would invite young professionals or people who were still in the pursuit of the academic degrees to join us to deepen their knowledge of what we do and the built environment, but we hadn't put any structure around it. So the internship program was designed to mirror what other organizations, other multilaterals do in terms of the young professional program and to deepen capacity within the organization. For some time, the narrative and the advocacy for Shelter Afrique has been that we need to deepen capacity within the built industry in Africa specifically.
The site visit today was great. From a housing point of view, looking at student purposed accommodation, which is what the site visit today was all about, Quetu student accommodation. It has been great from a student accommodation point of view, in the sense that housing is multifaceted. So housing needs to respond to a number of different needs that people have. And regarding students, these are young people that probably try to block out other distractions and focus on their studies. And I can specifically speak to this myself because I was a student not so long ago and I knew what I needed. And looking at this accommodation, looking at this building here and how it's set up and everything, it seems like it does cater for that, with the security and the communal spaces where the students can study, and it just creates a conducive environment for studying and being a student without any distractions, that you would probably get maybe at home or in other places. So I think in that regard, it's really great. And also from an engineering and technical point of view, looking at the building itself and how it's kind of self-reliant and self-sustainant, I think that's also great. Regarding the water and the electricity, they put a lot less pressure on local government for their provisions because they have a borehole and they also have a huge generator at the bottom as well. So I think that's really great. It's a project worth looking into and probably trying to have more of the same around the city, especially in places where there's universities and tertiary institutions. Yeah.
It's been really amazing for me because not only have I learned a lot, I've also been able to interact with these different people, learn from them, see what they do, see how they do it, see how business actually works behind the scenes. Because even though you see the houses in terms of what is delivered at the end of the project, a lot goes into it. It's not as easy as people think it is. And I think especially working across the continent, you can see that there's a huge housing deficit. And I think this is just the starting points. And I think Shelter Afrique has a great role to play. I mean, in ensuring that the housing deficit across Africa is addressed, because it's a big issue. It's affecting people's lives every day. And yes,
I've learned quite a number of things, even in terms of engineering, the kind of measures that they are put in practice to ensure that there is sustainability in the sense that we have resources and we don't have these resources forever. We need to conserve them. So that really stood out for me, even in terms of power conservation, in terms of water and wastewater management. Yeah, so that's pretty much a good experience for me.
Mon expérience à Shelter Afrique pour l'instant a été très enrichissante. J'apprends vraiment beaucoup, j'apprends ce que j'ai étudié, c'est-à-dire le droit, lecture de contrats, révision, recherche juridique, mais aussi à Shelter, on collabore avec beaucoup de départements. Donc, on travaille par exemple avec le SIS et on doit avoir une idée de ce qu'ils font. Donc, ce qui te pousse à demander, à faire des recherches, à aussi travailler avec beaucoup de gens qui sont d'univers différents. Et aussi, grâce à Shelter, Shelter, ils ont cette culture de ne pas appeler, comme en Afrique de l'Ouest, les gens par monsieur, madame. Ce qui te permet d'avoir une intégration plus facile et d'être plus à l'aise de collaborer avec les gens. Vous êtes plus au même pied d'égalité plutôt qu'interne et personnes qui travaillent là-bas. Donc voilà, pour l'instant, c'est super.
The second strategic pillar of our 2021-2025 strategy is delivering stakeholder value and developmental impact. And one of the ways we believed that we could demonstrate this was to actively try and deepen capacity within the industry. Now, on the one hand, you have developers who we are working with through the Center of Excellence and our masterclass sessions to deepen their already existing knowledge. On the other hand, we wanted to start at the beginning of the process with people who are just finishing their academic journeys, people who are just coming out of universities. And this is why the internship program was developed. And like I mentioned, we've received keen interest and participation, not only from eligible candidates in our member countries, but from the member countries themselves, which gives us confidence that this is a program that we would like to perpetuate.
This is the second African country I've been to, apart from my home country, Nigeria, and it's been amazing. I'm meeting people from, Zimbabwe, Zambia, places that I'm not sure I would have visited if I hadn't come for this internship.
À la question de savoir si le stage a répondu à mes attentes, je répondrais totalement oui. Déjà, fort de mon intérêt pour les questions de financement de développement, l'objectif en venant, en participant, en prenant part à ce stage était clair. C'était effectivement de voir comment est-ce que les projets étaient financés. Parce qu'il ne suffisait plus pour moi non seulement d'avoir des notions théoriques sur le management des projets, sur l'évaluation, mais il fallait aussi, à ce moment-là, aborder le plus essentiel, c'est-à-dire comment est-ce que les projets allaient être financés, comment les projets étaient financés. Je pense que j'ai beaucoup appris de la réception de projets, la communication avec les clients, les partenaires, de l'évaluation même de projets, de la faisabilité ou encore du financement de projets. Je sors de là très enrichi et je pense que ça m'aidera pour les prochaines échéances. Je suis donc, là encore, je voudrais me répéter, très satisfait de cette expérience qui a répondu à mes attentes.
First of all, what I enjoyed most about Shelter Afrique is the perks of the internship. Like I've done several internships, and this was one of the best. The internship package was amazing, and most importantly, the people that I've been able to connect with and network as well.
When I learned that I was going to work in the new business department, and within that we have the shared technical services unit, then I was very happy because that will give me the opportunity to harness both my technical know-how and the financial skills. So with regards to the technical skills, that entails just reviewing the architectural drawings, the structural designs, the civil designs. But in terms of the financial skills, I would not say I really went in depth because I was majorly leaned towards the shared technical services unit, but we learned about cash flows and project viability through the deal information summaries and so forth and so on. So that for me stands out.
I come from a family of 6, so being in an organization which has diverse people, diverse cultures has been very remarkable for me. It's been a great experience.
I think it has been an exciting experience. I think it's been a partnership. I think what it reaffirms to us at Shelter Afrique is that there is such a thing as African solutions to African problems. And we're starting to see that with the very rich crop of interns we had this year. We are starting to see how they advocate for innovation. We see the fearlessness with which they attack some of the existing problems in the built industry. And it gives us confidence that indeed there is a future in the built industry. For Shelter Afrique, it also provides the justification or validation, if you will, that this was a program worth pursuing. And like I mentioned, it's something that we're very eager to continue.
During my 6-month internship, what I've learned is I've gained analytical skills. Like in new business, as the first line of defense, we are supposed to have analytical skills should we get deals. So I've gained analytical skills, and also I've gained teamwork skills.
Compared to what I knew and what I know now, I think it's totally different, and I really can't explain it. It's been an amazing journey.
I would have wanted it to last longer because I started on a journey that is, like quite great, and I learned a lot in that internship experience within that department. But I don't think 6 months was enough for me to be able to grasp as much as I could possibly grasp, within that time period. So I would have wanted it to be longer, and I feel like had it been longer, I would have managed to learn a lot more, because I fell in love with risk, and I think it's something that I'd want to pursue even further.
L'aspect le plus gratifiant au cours de mon parcours au service juridique, ça a été les responsabilités qu'on m'a données et la confiance qu'on m'a accordée. Ça m'a permis d'avoir une grande confiance en moi et ça m'a permis de me parfaire en tant que professionnel.
Well, my experience at Shelter Afrique really gave me an insight into some things that are involved with my field of work, which is civil engineering. So I really got to understand how the financing of projects really works, because I didn't see that perspective. I was more on the technical side, finding out about how developers go and get their funding for major projects, and just about the whole affordable housing escape, which is something that I'm interested in terms of delivering houses for people, for example. So.
At Shelter Afrique is quite positive, where people are so empowering and so encouraging. I would mention my boss, who has been very supportive, who has taught me so much that I didn't know, and who has exposed me to be the best version I can be, especially in the work that I do, which is investor relations. Like, you'd find that interns normally are not as exposed in other organizations, if I may say. But me, I have had the opportunity to interact with senior people in this big organization, with the senior people in these different governments. And I think I'm so grateful for that.
One of the things we'd like to be able to demonstrate as the program continues is that we have been able to address the problem of capacity in the industry from end to end. As I mentioned earlier, we have been working with developers and existing knowledge in the industry. Through the Center of Excellence, we offer masterclass sessions which aims to work with and train people and open their understanding to the built industry, but that targets people who are already in the industry. We'd like to be able to say that we also targeted people who are just starting in the industry. We'd like to be able to say that we were able to build on burgeoning interest and deepen capacity. So for us, it is an end-to-end journey, and we're very eager to see what the second class of the Shelter Afrique Intern Program looks like.